Inhale. And a long breath out. Turn your palms at the center of the chest in Anjali Mudra. Take a moment here, as I said, to set any intentions or any dedications to your practice. If you feel comfortable oming at home with me, please join me. If not, just enjoy the sound. Take a deep inhale to Om. Sahana bhavatu, sahana punatu, sahaviryam karivavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu, mahim nishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Releasing your hands to your knees. We're going to start with a little bit of movement on the head. We're going to bring the head up, sitting down in slow movement. Saying yes to the head. Bringing the ears to one side of the other. Moving the head side to side, saying no. Slow rotation with the neck. Bringing the chin down to the side and up and to the side again and down and all the way around back. Up, side and down. Side, up, side and down. Coming back to center. Bringing the hands overhead. Take a little stretch in here, reaching all the way towards the sky, opening the fingertips. And on the exhale, we twist towards the right hand side. Your left hand comes to your right knee, open the chest towards the right. Trying to move down through your sit bones. Take a breath. And the full breath. Last one, inhale, sitting tall. And on the exhale, maybe we twist a little bit more. Inhale to come back to center to reach. And again, we open those hands. And on the exhale, we twist towards the other side. Again, sitting tall, rooting down through both sit bones. Take a breath. And a long breath out. Last one, inhale. And on the exhale, we're coming back to center. Bring your hands to your mat. Remove your block or your pillow from your seat. Bringing the hands to the mat, the knees to the mat, and traveling the hips towards the heels. Pressing the palms firmly on the floor, taking an active child's pose here. So the palms press on the floor at first. And maybe from here, we just press the fingertips on the floor. And the palms raise up, activating those armpits. Take a breath here. And a long breath out. Last one, inhale. And a full breath out. Walking the hands back to the right hand side. Maybe the torso comes over your thigh. Take a breath, keep the forehead down. Keep pressing through your sit bones on your heels. Take one more in. Full exhale. So walking the hands back to center, we pause in here, and again, we press those fingertips on the floor, lengthening it a little bit more. And on the exhale, we move towards the other side. We take a breath here. and out. Last one, inhale. And on the exhale, we start coming back to center. Press those palms firmly on the floor, rise up into your tabletop. Make sure your knees are hip width apart underneath your hips. Your palms press on the ground underneath your shoulders. Take a deep inhale as you raise the right leg up and back. Your back is flat. Your toes are towards 6 o'clock. Deep inhale here as you press. On the exhale, bring the knee towards the nose. Deep inhale to reach back. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Deep inhale to lengthen. On the exhale, knee towards the nose. Stay here for a full breath in and a long breath out. Plant that foot in between the hands, setting up for low lunge position, Anjaneyasana. Your fingertips are on the ground. Take a breath and out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, plant your left hand on the ground, your right hand comes to the side, and you open towards the side. Take another in. Full exhale. Start coming back to center. Maybe you rise your hands towards your thigh and you roll the shoulders back a little bit more. Take another inhale here. Maybe you stay in here, or maybe you reach your hands behind you, clasping your hands, interlacing your fingers and rolling your shoulders back a little bit more. Take another breath. Full breath out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, plant those hands on the floor. Tuck the back toes and raise the back knee off the ground. Runner's lunge. Take an inhale here, flatten your back, and a full breath out. Press your hands on the ground, start leaning forward, and place your back foot beside the front foot. Take a deep inhale as you lengthen here, and on the exhale, we fold forward. Deep inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold. Rooting down through the feet, bend your knees, sit your hips low. Come up to Utkatasana, chair pose. Your hands can be overhead or towards the center of the chest if the shoulders are too tired. Take one more inhale here. On the exhale, release to the ground. Plant those hands on the ground. Step back to your plank. Lower the knees to the ground. Coming to your tabletop. Deep inhale to open the chest. Drop the belly. On the exhale, we round the spine. Deep inhale to open. Exhale to round the spine. And your next inhale, come back to a neutral position. Find your tabletop again and bring your left leg up and back. Again, toes are at 6 o'clock. Try to keep your legs straight. Take another in. On the exhale, hug the knee towards the nose. Deep inhale to reach back. Exhale, knee to nose. Deep inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, knee to nose. Bring the knee towards the nose as close as you can and stay. Take another breath. And out. Plant that foot in between the hands. Low lunge position in here. Fingertips again on the ground, trying to bring the hips low. Take another in. If you use props, this is an option for you. You can place your props underneath your hands. Take one more breath. On the exhale, plant your right hand on the ground. The left hand comes to the thigh or maybe towards the ceiling. Take another inhale here. And on the exhale, we start coming back to center. Again, those hands can climb towards your side, raising up the torso a little bit more, giving opportunity to open the chest a little bit more. Maybe you stay, or maybe you reach with your hands back and open your chest. Take one more in. Full breath out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, plant those hands on the ground, toes, tuck the toes. Raise the back knee off the ground, coming to your low runner's lunge. Take one more breath. Full breath out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, again, we start leaning forward, placing the back foot beside the other at the top of the mat, lengthening your spine as you rise. And on the exhale, you fold forward. Let's do that again. Deep inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Rooting down through the feet, come all the way up to standing. And on the exhale, we'll land again with knees bent, sitting low, Utkatasana. Take another in. Full breath out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, we fold forward, stepping back to your plank. Lower the knees to the ground. Lower all the torso down towards the floor. Deep inhale, find your back bending here. On the exhale, we fold. Inhale, come up, back bend. Exhale to lower back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Deep inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. On the exhale, we lower. Keep your shoelaces pressing on the ground. 1 more inhale here. And on the exhale, we come back to the ground. Press those hands on the ground. Switch back to your tabletop. Your knees open towards the sides and bring your hips towards your heels. Press your forehead on the ground. Take a breath. Take a breath. And out. Last one, inhale. Full exhale. Press your hands again on the mat. Come back to your tabletop. On your next inhale, raise your right leg towards the sky. Your right hand towards the sky. On the exhale, we thread the needle, bringing the arms through. The shoulder comes to the ground, and we walk the hand forward. Maybe the hand stays there, walking forward towards the top of the mat, or it can come towards the lower back on your lumbar. Take another in. Full exhale. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, again, we press that hand on the mat, releasing the shoulder from the ground, coming back to our tabletop. On your next inhale, reach back with your left leg, toes at 6 o'clock. This time, we're gonna find balancing table, bringing the right hand forward. Take a deep inhale here. On the exhale, we connect knee towards the elbow. Deep inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee towards the elbow. It's gonna change. Deep inhale will lengthen. Maybe we stay, or maybe we bend the knee. And maybe here we reach towards the back foot. And we take a breath. And a full exhale. We keep pressing on the standing hand and the standing knee. Take 1 more breath. On the exhale, we release hands to the mat. Step that foot in between the hands. Tuck the toes. Raise your back knee off the floor. Runner's lunge. Maybe you stay here for a moment to catch your breath. Maybe you start rising your torso towards the sky. Bringing your hands towards the sky. Take 1 more inhale here. Full exhale. Bring your hands to the center of the chest. And on the exhale, we connect elbow towards the left knee. Right elbow towards the left knee. Take 1 more inhale here. Full breath out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, we come back to center. Plant those hands on the floor for support. Step forward to fold. Root down through the feet. Sit your hips low. Utkatasana. Bring your hands this time at the center of the chest. And on the exhale, we twist towards the left-hand side again. Trying to keep the knees together. If this doesn't work, elbow to knee, your hand comes to your thigh and your other hand comes towards the lower back. Take a breath. And out. If the balance is good in here, you start pressing your left foot on the floor and rising your right heel off the ground. Keep your twist as you start stepping the right foot back into your twist, into your twisted runner's lunge. Take another inhale here. Maybe you extend your arms towards the side. Take another breath. On the exhale, windmill your hands. Step back to your plank. You decide with knees or toes to lower down. Finding your back bend. On the exhale, push back, downward facing dog. And we take a breath. And a full breath out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, we lower the knees back to the ground, coming back to our tabletop. This time, we raise the left hand overhead. And on the exhale, we twist towards the second side. We bring the arm through, the shoulder comes to the ground, threading the needle, walking the other hand forward or to the lower back. And you take an in and out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, again, you start pressing that hand on the ground, coming back to your center. This time, raising your right leg behind you. Pressing that right hand on the ground, lifting the left hand forward. Take an inhale here as you lengthen. On the exhale, knee towards the elbow. Deep inhale to reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Deep inhale as you lengthen. It's going to change in here again. Maybe we bend the knee, point the toes towards the ceiling, reach back with the hands as we grab the foot and we open the chest. And we take another breath. And we empty it out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, releasing back the hands to the ground, stepping that foot through in between the hands. Low lunge, tuck the back toes, your back knee is off the ground, runner's lunge. Take a breath here. Full exhale. Your next inhale, raise up into your high runner's lunge. And on the exhale, your hands travel to the center of the chest. Take another inhale here. On the exhale, we twist towards the right hand side. Connect left elbow to right knee, opening the chest. Legs are strong. Take another in. Full exhale. Start coming back to center. Hands again to the mat. Step forward to fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, just fold. Rooting down through the sit. Again, we sit those hips low, hands to the center of the chest. Let's twist in our chair. Take another inhale here. On the exhale, we twist in Utkatasana. We bring the elbow, opposite elbow to the right knee. And again, we open the chest, or option to keep the hands on the back, on the lower back and the thigh. Take another inhale here, maintaining your twist. Start transferring your weight this time into your right foot. The back heel is off the floor, keep your twist. And on the exhale, we step that left foot back into our high runner's lunge. Take a breath here. And maybe you extend your hands towards the side. Take another in, legs are strong. Maybe you sit a little bit lower. Last one. On the exhale, we windmill those hands, step back to your plank with knees or toes lower down. Find your back and inhale. On the exhale, we push back, child's pose. And we take a breath. And out. And again, we connect to our mat, we connect to our practice, our intention. Put your hands on the floor, come back to your tabletop, swing your legs towards one side, tip your hips, and start coming into your back. So we're gonna lay down on our back for a moment. The feet are pressing on the floor. Hips are pressing as well on the floor. The tailbone is tucking in, okay? So we're gonna do a set of bridge or Setu Bandhasana. The hands are planted on the ground. The feet are planted on the floor. We activate those thighs. If you happen to have a block or something that you use for a block at your house, I encourage you to use it in between your thighs. So we have something to squeeze and kind of think of the internal rotation that the legs need to do in order to squeeze the block in between. Okay, so the work in bridge pose or Setu Bandhasana is mainly in the thighs rather than the glutes and the back. Okay, so that's a really important thing to know when we practice back bend. This is the principle of as well for Urdhva Dhanurasana or wheel pose. Press your hands on the mat, press your feet on the mat. Start lifting your hips from the ground as you push your feet away from you. Take a breath. And out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, we'll lower all the way back down to the floor. Let's do that again, maybe bringing the heels a little bit closer. And this time, maybe even the fingertips touch the heels if you have a little bit more space. So rolling the shoulders a little bit back, pressing the feet on the ground. Again, as we activate those thighs and slowly the hips, as a result of the pressure of the feet on the mat, will start lifting off the ground. Take a breath. And out. And if you have an opportunity, you will see that your thighs are the ones that are doing all the jobbing here, and your glutes are actually kind of stuck. They are still active but stuck. This alleviates any compression on the lower back. And it's a really good posture to be in when we're sitting all day. Take one more breath. And on the exhale, we release to the ground all the way. Remove your block if you had one. Windshield wipers with your knee towards the side. As you bring your knees into your chest, and we start rock and rolling a couple of times until we come into our feet. Press the hands on the mat, step back into your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, raise your right leg up and back. Three-legged dog, bring your hips, open your hips towards the side, bend your knee, and maybe bring your heel towards the glutes. Try to keep the shoulders square, the hands pressing on the floor. Take one more breath. And out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, we start coming back to center. Press that, step that foot in between the hands. The back heel comes down. Raise up into your warrior one. Hands come up or to the center of the chest. Take a breath. And out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, we reach back with our hands, rolling the shoulders. Take another in. On the exhale, we lean forward into humble warrior. Take another inhale as we raise the torso up. On the exhale, we fold. Let's do that again. Deep inhale, press with your foot. On the exhale, we fold forward. Last one, raise back up. On the exhale, we fold. And we stay here for a moment. Take another in. Full breath out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, plant those hands on the floor. Bring that knee into the chest. Bring the knee beside your right wrist and start bringing your hips low. Setting up for pigeon pose. Okay, so one thing that I would like to mention in here, if this is uncomfortable in the knee, please step back and we are going to do recline pigeon instead with your ankle on your thigh and your hands reaching towards your leg. So if you are comfortable in pigeon here, keep your heel close to your pubic bone. So the heel needs to be close to the pubic bone in order for the knee to stay close and avoid injury. Okay, that's really important. There is some practices and some people that encourage people to bring the shin parallel to the shortage of the mat. I really not suggest that. So because we kind of took the knee there. So protect your knee, point your knee towards the front of the room. Keep your heel close to your pubic bone. If it feels that you are too up and you cannot come all the way down into your hip, place a blanket or a block or 2 or 3 blocks underneath your hip in order to keep something underneath your hip. And we take a breath in here. And we're not gonna fold, we're just gonna stay upright. We did a couple of warm-ups on the back. So pigeon pose or Ekapada Rashka Pottasana is supposed to be a back bend instead of a forward fold. So we will keep it like that for today. Take another breath. And out. Maybe you stay here. This is great. With your support on your hips, if that's necessary, if you need a block or something to stay upright with your hands resting there, that's perfect. If you need a little bit of a quad stretch and you have a little bit more space, point your toes towards your back toes towards the ceiling, bending your knee. And maybe you reach towards your foot with your left hand. As we start bringing the heel in, and we keep opening the chest, trying to keep the shoulders square. I know it's very difficult. So wherever you're at in your practice, take what you need, keep your spine long, and your hips resting on something. And there, if they cannot go all the way to the ground, resting on something. Take another in. Full breath out. Wherever you are, start releasing. Maybe the foot goes to the ground, press the hands on the floor. Tuck the back toe. Start sending your hips up and back, coming to a downward facing dog. And in here you take what you need. Maybe you need a flow in between, a few cat-cows, or just settling your feet to release that pose from that side. Take your time. On your next inhale, raise your left leg behind you. On the exhale, open the hip towards the side. The heel comes towards the glutes. Take another in. And a full breath out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, square those hips. Start bringing your left foot in between the hands. The back heel comes down, setting up for warrior one position. Again, your hands could go towards the sky or towards your heart center. Take another in. Your foundation is strong, pressing through the feet. Your chest is lifting towards the sky. Maybe the hands clasping here as you open your chest. And on the exhale, we'll lean forward, finding humble warrior. Take a deep breath in as you press into the front foot and rise. On the exhale, we fold. Inhale, press and come up. Exhale to fold forward. Last one, keeping the hips squared. Inhale, come on up. On the exhale, we fold forward. Take another in. Full breath out as we stay. And again, we square those hips, finding our humble warrior, surrendering to the pose. Gaze towards the back heel. Take one more breath. On the exhale, we plant those hands on the floor. The back heel is off the ground. And this time, we hug the knee into the chest, releasing the foot. And again, we place that knee close to the left hand, and we start bringing the hips low. extending the back leg. Again, please back off if your knee is in pain. There's other options. You can use recline pigeon or sitting pigeon instead on this side. And again, if you have a little bit of space underneath your hip, you can place a blanket or a block underneath, trying to stay upright, using anything you have to maybe bring your hands to a block, to a chair, just to try to stay upright. We're not compressing the lower back in here. We're trying to lengthen from the thigh and from the quad. It extends all the way into the chest. Okay, take one more inhale here, and the hip bone is, and the hip bone is trying to travel back down as well as it extends. Take one more in, maybe you stay here, or again, if you need that quad stretch, maybe you bend your back knee and maybe you reach with your right hand towards the back foot. And again, if you have a little bit more space like me, maybe you wiggle, 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 wiggle until your foot touches the inside of your elbow and you reach for the bind. But that's only if you have the space and if you want to explore your practice a little bit more. Just listen to your body here, trying to keep the shoulders square. Take another breath. And a full breath out. Last one, inhale. Full exhale. Releasing the foot back to the mat, releasing those hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes, raise the hips up and back, releasing the foot and extending into your downward facing dog. Last time to flow. If you need to move, take what you need. And as you start moving into your practice, let's finish on a reclined position. Back down to the mat. Let's do 2 more sets of bridge in this position. The feet are flat on the floor, again, hip distance apart. Pressing your hands on the floor. You are welcome to stay with the first variation we explored at the beginning. Or again, we press the hands on the floor. If you're using your block, bring the block underneath, in between your thighs and press your feet on the ground. Option to roll the shoulders back a little bit more and interlacing the fingers behind you. Take another inhale here and a full exhale. And start noticing how much you're using your glutes in here and how much you're using your thighs. If you're trying to compensate the weight of your hips with your glutes, transfer that weight instead into your thighs. And activate those thighs so they work into lifting the torso, the lower abdomen. Take one more breath. On the exhale, release the hands, come all the way to the ground. Third option for bridge, extend your arms overhead, your palms facing towards the ceiling. Rooting down through your heels. Again, we press those feet on the ground as you raise the head towards the sky. Take another breath. And out. Last one, inhale. On the exhale, we start coming back to center. And release all the way down to the floor. Option to stay here for a moment. If you have any inversion practice of your own, you're welcome to take it. I'm just gonna give the option to maybe bring a block or a cushion underneath your hip and to take 5 to 10 breaths with your legs up. If you have a wall close to you, you are welcome to go to the wall and take your legs off the wall. I'm going to take a moment here. If you're with legs up, you're welcome to bring one hand to your chest, the other hand to your belly. And again, start to bring in awareness to the breath. Whenever you're ready, start bringing your feet back down. If you have something underneath your hip, press your feet on the floor, remove that top. Extend your arms beside you. And let your knees fall to the right hand side and fall to the left hand side. Like windshield wipers, moving slow, couple of times. Maybe wide windshield wipers as we move. And as you finish with those windshield wipers, start bringing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a little squeeze here. And as you squeeze, maybe you bring your nose into your knees and squeeze a little bit more. And squeeze a little bit more, and you squeeze your toes and your feet and your ankles and your legs and your thighs and your glutes, your core, chest, arms, fist, face. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, we release the big breath. Entering into your final relaxation posture. Shavasana. Take your time to unwind. Feel your body pressing against the floor. Triambakam Nyayamaye Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urdhvargamiva Vandanam Mrityurmukshyamarata Om Triambakam Nyayamaye Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urdhvargamiva Vandanam Mrityurmukshyamarata Om Asatoma Satkamaya Tamsoma Joyatrirgamaya Mrityurma Hamritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti If you're happy in your Shavasana, you're welcome to stay as long as you need. If you're ready to invite some movement into your body, maybe find some little gentle movement on your limbs. Deepening your breath and letting your air slide out through the mouth. Whenever you feel ready, start coming into your fetal position on your left hand side. Taking your time to get there. Taking a moment to pause and recognize your place in this land, in this world. Pressing your top hand on the floor, coming back to your seated position. With your eyes closed, hands in Anjali Mudra, the heart stays fine and long. Take a deep breath in here. And a full breath out to let it go. Finding gratitude for your practice, for your breath, your movement, that is perfect just the way it is. Recognizing this is a great journey to go inside and learn more about ourselves. Rub your palms together to cover your eyes. Rub your palms one more time to cover that part of the body that needs it the most right now. Thank you so much for your practice today and your presence. It's been an honor as always. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.